welcome back to Morning Coffee. Thanks so much for tuning in to this video. If you've been around here for a long time, you know that we talk all about organization, goal-getting, productivity, and personal growth. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for watching. I hope you consider subscribing so that I can help you turn your to-do list into your dream life. One of the things that I am working on this year is my morning routine and actually having one. Actually using the morning to be productive. But your good morning routine actually starts at night. And so that's what I wanted to talk about in this video today. Going to be talking all about how I get to bed on time so that I can get up on time. And make sure you check back to the channel on Wednesday. I will be sharing more about my morning routine. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. But let's get into the tips I have for your night routine.
Get your have-tos done first. When you think about the list of items that you do at the end of the night before you go to bed, I am sure there are a few things that are more critical to get done than others. So for me, my must-haves are packing our lunches for the next day and setting our coffee maker to auto brew for when my husband wakes up. Slightly below that is clearing the sink of dishes and running the dishwasher. What used to happen to me was that I would sit in the recliner scrolling Insta on my phone or watching YouTube until the very last minute when I should really be in bed, and then get up, walk to the kitchen, and realize that I still had another 20 to 30 minutes of work to do before I could actually go to sleep. Now, what I've been trying to do is get those items done first before my phone time, so that when I can just get ready for bed when the time comes. When my husband gets up to go to bed, I physically get up out of the living room with him and head to the kitchen so I can get those things knocked out right away. When they're done, I can move on to the full relaxation part of my night. Or if I'm really tired and have to go to bed, I can just head right there because the non-negotiables are already done. My next tip is all about setting the mood. So long before I actually need to sleep, I will start signaling to my brain and to my body that it's time to settle down. As soon as we turn off the TV for the night, I turn down the lights in the living room. Dimming the lights reminds me that it is getting towards the end of the day and I really should be winding down. This usually happens around 8 p.m. The same goes for the other spaces in my room. Once I'm done in the kitchen around 9, I shut these lights off. When I read my book for 10 minutes before calling it a night, I have a lamp on in my office, but the rest of the room is dark when I go to take my shower. I only turn on the dim light in our bathroom, not the full set. Signaling this to yourself will help trigger your brain and your body to start settling down for the night. Next, I'm going to recommend something really cringy, and that is to set a cutoff time for your devices. This is a really tough one. I am the first one to admit that I love scrolling Instagram. That's right. I have no shame in it at all. I love scrolling Insta and listening to stories and watching videos on YouTube and all of the other digital things. I've even been guilty of getting my computer out and typing on a screen late at night. Not only does this create extra light, but it does wire your brain for activity and thinking and not relaxation. Now, I'm not going to tell you not to play on your phone at night because that is literally what I do every single night. But could you consider a cutoff time for your devices? So for me, maybe that time is 10 p.m. After 10 p.m., I'm spending my time journaling or reading my book, maybe doing some stretching or meditation or yoga, something like that for you. I also shower at night, so this is part of that time for me. No phones needed in the shower, at least. It's not that you're asleep, it's just that you are giving your brain free space towards the end of your night. Set a time that works for you and your schedule, but having a buffer of time before you go to sleep when you are not on your device is a great way to train your brain to, relax, unwind, and get ready for sleep. My last and final tip is to maybe consider planning your bedtime in the morning. So this is a tip that I'm recently working on myself, just because I know how much sleep I ideally want to get each night. This is a number that you're going to have to determine for yourself because everyone is different. I am certainly not naive enough to think that the perfect 8 hours is going to come to you and to me and every single other person every single night like magical fairy sleeping angels. But I do have a general range of sleep that works for me, and I'm sure you can find one that works for you. Every morning, you could look at your calendar for the day ahead and figure out what time you need to be up tomorrow morning. If you work backwards from that wake up time, you can make a note in your planner that day of what time you should be going to sleep so that you can get up at that time and be rested. If it sounds too overwhelming to plan this every day, start simple and just pick a time for bed every single night. This is actually the way that I started. So my work schedule changes throughout the week and I don't have a constant start time. But what I did was I just based my bedtime on the earliest I ever have to get up. And then I try to go to bed every single night at that time. It was a very simple way for me to start. Trust me, save yourself the misery of figuring out your bedtime at 11 p.m. when you're already tired and before you've fallen into the hole of your phone to realize it is once again way too late and you should have been in bed a long time ago. Set your bedtime the morning of just to take all of that hassle off your plate.
I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope there's a couple tips in there that you can implement to make your nightlife a little bit easier. I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. If you want to show your support for the channel, the best way to do that is to subscribe and to like this video. Show us that you enjoy what we're putting out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video for more info on inspiration and tips for your morning routine. Thanks so much. Hope you guys have a good night.